Okay, welcome back. Now we're going to be doing, I just basically went on the internet, got myself a coin spreadsheet and a little particle spreadsheet so that when the coins get destroyed, we play the particle animation. So we're going to do something like that. I'm just going to drag, I'm going to need to split this coin up. Remember, go to the actual image on the right. Make sure it says Sprite 2D and UI. And what we need to do, hold on, my mic is a little close. We need to change it from single to multiple. Apply the settings, then go into the sprite editor. And now we're going to cut it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to cut it into 6. So we're going to go slice. We're going to go from automatic to grid by cell count. It's only one row by 6 columns. You'll see that it's broken up the image into 6 pieces, and that's pretty much it. We just apply. We have got the 6 images, and we're going to do the same thing for the particle explosion image. So go to multiple, apply, sprite editor again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exactly the same as the previous one. We're going to just slice that one, and it will ignore the first one because there's nothing in that image. So we're going to apply that, and we're good to go. I'm just going to drag one of these coin images into the level. And remember, we created those sorting layers, so I'm going to put this in the same level as the player. So I'm just going to put this coin out here. Also going to grab my game view and just put it to the side here, just so that we have, I'm going to make it really small, and then we'll open it up when the time comes. So there's my coin over there. And we're going to make this coin so when we pick it up, it's going to allocate a certain amount of money to the UI or the manager, however we're going to create this system. So in order for this to work, we're going to have to select the coin. We're going to have to add. Remember, in this case, we're using 3D colliders and 3D stuff, even though we're doing a 2D game. So we're going to be adding a sphere collider. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, just so that it's out like that, maybe 0.6. And I'm going to turn it to a trigger because I don't want the character to get slowed down when he picks up these coins. Okay, so let's do the pretty things on this first. Let's do the animator for this, and then work our way to the technical aspects of it. So we're going to leave that on. We're going to add a animator to this coin. And then we need to create an animation and animations and an animator for that. So I'm going to go into my animations folder, create a new folder, call it scenes or scenes. And in here, I'm going to just create myself my animator controller. We're going to call this coin anim controller. You can shorten it, abbreviate it, anything you want. Select the coin and drag that into the controller. And then it's time to just rename this coin to just straight up coin over there. And then what we need to do is just do the animation. So I'm going to select the coin with that. I'm going to say create. Another way to do it, if you want to, let me actually show you. I'm going to go to scenes. I'm going to drag all the coin stuff. Just drag it into here. You can drag it into the scene. Go to assets, animations, scenes, and let's call this coin idle, because technically the coin is idling at this point. Okay, there we go. So now we can actually just delete that one. That's just, I'd call that a quick way. Technically it is a quick way of doing it. I'm just going to drag the coin idle into here. So if we push play now, sorry about the microphone knock there, the coin animation should be playing. There we go. Nice. We're just going to do the other animation really quickly. So go here, create clip, go into here and call it, let's call it coin destroy. Okay, and that is the other sprite images we have. Just want to see if it's going to be it's a little bit fast, so I'm going to slow it down to hopefully about that much, let's see. Yeah, that's good. I like that. So we've got both of the animations. In the animator, we have both of the animations. I'm going to maximize this view. Again, I'm just going to move all of this stuff out of the way here. Now, the coin idle will still continue playing in the idle animation until I add a transition. And what's nice about, we've used a float, we've used a ball. We haven't used an int. It's very similar to a float. We're going to use a trigger now. I'm going to call this destroy coin. Remember the naming, it's very important. And inside of the condition here, we're going to add destroy coin, and we're just going to turn off has exit time. We want it to destroy instantaneously once the character has picked up this coin. Okay, so some coins might have more money, other coins might have less money. So we need to just have something that manages all the UI, all the coins, that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go to game object, create empty. I'm going to just reset the position here. I'm going to call this coin manager. So this is going to be the coin manager. It's going to manage everything from all the UI elements, everything. But first we're just going to manage picking up the coin, destroying the coin, playing all the animation, everything. That's going to happen on the coin itself. The coin needs to just communicate with the manager in order for, let's just say, let's just consider the manager is going to be the one that tracks all the coin pickups. So I'm going to, on this coin, should we do it on the coin or just on the player? Let's do it on the coin. I'll show you one way of doing it and then another way of doing it after. So on the coin, let's add a flow machine, and we just need a variable in this flow machine called coin amount, and that's just going to be an int. I'm just going to run an int, and I'm going to say this coin is valued at 1. Or let's actually make it 5. We're going to make this coin value 5. I'm going to create a new script. And we're going to call this coin pickup, just so that that's what it is. It is the coin pickup. And I'm just going to go to the graph. There we go. And I'm going to, we won't need any of these. We're going to delete them. We're going to use something called an onTrigger enter. OnTrigger enter, not OnTrigger enter 2D. What this means is when the player comes within range of this, we're going to check whatever this object collides with, we're going to check if it's the player. If it's the player, then the player is going to pick up the coin. We don't want enemies to be able to pick up this coin. So we're going to check on trigger. Remember, green means that it's being active. It's actually something that gets fired off and feeds. We're going to do drag off here, and we're going to do a compare tag. We're going to do a game object.compare tag. And we're just going to drag off here and just do a branch. So what we're saying is, if the object that collides with is tagged as player, then we're going to do something. So we need to make sure our player is actually tagged. So select the player. Currently it's tagged as untagged. I'm going to tag it as player. Remember, spelling is key here. Uppercase P, lowercase everything else. So that's what I have to make sure in my coin it is spelled correctly. Yes. Okay, so you probably noticed I didn't plug this into the loop. You can plug it in if you want, or not plug it in. It is up to you. It makes no difference from what I've seen, my workings with Bolt, but just for cleanliness, it looks nice. So if it collides with the player, I'm going to need to speak to the coin manager. And the coin manager, I would believe that should be in. Now you'll see we got different variable types here. We've only been using either the graph or the object to create variables. I'm going to create one in the scene. We're going to call this, actually we won't even call it coin manager. We don't even need the coin manager. No, we do need the coin manager, incorrect. So we'll call this coin total. That needs to be an int because that's what we are using. We're using the coin total. So this is going to be the total that we add to from the amount that we already have in our object coin amount. So when we pick this up, we're going to drag this amount here. We're going to say this is the amount that we need to go to. Oh, come on. having so let's do this again. So I'm going to grab the amount that I want to add. I'm going to go to the scene, drag this. I was trying to do a plus equals like you do in code. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go add. We actually switch these two around. So I'm going to add the amount to the total. Okay. Now, what you need to also do is hold down Alt and drag the coin total. And once you've done that, you need to set the amount. So you're adding those two together, and then you need to set that value back into the coin total. Just keep that in mind. You need to take that amount, add to that amount, and set that amount again. So here we're getting the coin amount and the coin total. Over there we're setting the coin total with the outcome of the coin amount and coin total. So that's only when this overlaps. Then we want to do a set animate. Just type in animator dot set trigger, or it should just be there we go, set trigger. And the trigger is called, I forgot, sorry. Animator, it's called destroy coin. So I'm just going to double click that, go Control C, go in here and go Control V. So it's going to fire off that animation, and then we're going to let that animation play through a little bit, and then we're going to destroy the object. Going to try this. I want to try this. I'm not quite sure if this will work, so we're going to do a wait for seconds. We'll see if this works. I don't think it will, but we'll. And then after this, we're just going to do a destroy object. The object we want to destroy is sorry. Let's try that again. Destroy game object. Actually, let's try something. I'm just going to drag you on top itself. There we go. This should be able to destroy it. Let's just try this. In theory, if I pick it up, it should wait a second, play the animation, wait a second, destroy itself. So let's see if that is the case. I feel this wait for seconds is not going to work in this context, but I'm going to try it anyway just to see. Thought so. Okay, so I'm going to use that wait for seconds in the way it was supposed to, using the bolts equivalent of a coroutine. So right click, type in custom event. We're going to create a custom event. We're going to give it a name called time till destruction. Huge name. Yeah, I'm going to regret it later, so that's why I'm going to copy it. So we're going to put that there, and I'm going to turn that onto a coroutine so that I can use this wait for seconds. So we're going to drag all of that crap from the end there, plug it into here. So I'm going to fire off this coroutine, then I'm going to wait for a second, then I'm going to destroy the object. And from here I'm going to type in custom, and I'm going to say trigger custom event. And that's why I copied the name early on. I'm going to wait, I'm going to fire off that event straight into here. So we're just using, because like I said, wait for seconds only works, and there we go. So now it all worked. And if we look at our variable, any variable in the player, let's go to the player, let's go to our scene variables here, scene, you'll see that now we have a coin total of 5. So this is good. This is working. Okay, the coin's a little high in relation to where he is. So we're going to just put it down like that. This is all good. I'm going to drag my coin. It's the first prefab we're making. Remember, just drag it into a folder called prefabs. Just making a prefab so I can duplicate it a few hundred times if I want to. And it will work. So there we go. There we go. Now we have 3 coins, and we're going to just again keep an eye on the, why can I not see, that's very frustrating. but I'll show you. So by the end of this, we should have a scene total of 15. So let's go. We're going to go down, go 1, 2, 3, pause the game, go to maximize here, go to the scene, and we have 15 coins. This is all good. So let's make a UI that acknowledges that we have picked up those 15 coins. So let's do that. Go to our coin manager. Let's add a flow machine. Create a new one. Go to bolt systems and let's call coin manager. Spelt it correctly would be beautiful. Okay. Nice. Now we could do the lazy man's route and go and update it on update, or we can create an event. I will show you both. I'm going to do the lazy man's route first, and then I will go the other route. This coin manager is going to manage everything that we have. So we need to go to game object, UI. Let's create a canvas first. And let's remember, like if you want your canvas to be able to scale with your screen size, just where it says UI scale mode and it says constant pixel size, just change that to scale with screen size. Give it a default resolution. This one's 800 by 600. I'm going to leave that, but you should do it something like 1920 by 1080 if you're doing full HD, or you might maybe you want to be safe and go to 1280 by 720 just for half HD, and leave it like that for now. And now we need to add stuff to this canvas. So first I'm going to add, yes, I'm going to add this UI image just for the coin itself. I'm going to move it. I'm not sure where I want to put the coins. I think I'll put the health on the left and the coins maybe on the right for now. Put the coin on this side and the coin amount on the outside. Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm just going to drag one of the coins that I have from our coin scene. Maybe one that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to drag that. It's your child. There we go. I think that'll be good. That'll be the coin I'm using as my reference. So let's leave that there. Sorry, got an itch, like a scratchy leg. Okay, so now we're going to rename this and call this coin image. And we're going to need a text. So right click, UI, text, and let's call this coin text, just so that we have a reference to it. And again, we're going to move this text up here, and it should look a little bit, if not a lot, blurry. So it's really crappy. Why is my text so crappy? I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to make this like 320 by 150 just in resolution, so I can just get this to a reasonable pixel. There we go. I think that's okay. So I'm going to go around about 50. I'm going to put my justification to the, let's go to the right, and that should be it. I'm just going to scale this down, and I'm going to move this to be kind of in line with the coin center. So now let's talk about pivot points or anchors. I want this to be anchored to the top right of the image, so when I scale it, it stays locked off to the top right. I'm going to select this little icon here, and you can see it says middle center, so I'm looking for right, top. And I'm going to do the same thing with the coin. I'm going to look for right, and I'm going to look for top. Just so that there you'll see there's a little kind of diagonal arrows pointing inward. That's where the origin or the pivot of this object is. Okay, so now let's update this text. So let's make sure this text says 0 as a start, so there's not a weird value. Sweet. I was going to make it bold or something. That's a little bit boring. Bold and italic. I think that's good. I'm also going to center this to the actual text. I think that's it. Now let's go to our coin manager. We need to make a reference to the text. So we're going to create a new variable, call this call it coin text, and I'm going to try my luck here, and I'm going to make a reference to the actual text itself. So it should work like this. They say everything that you can do in code, you can do in Bolt. So let's find out. I'm going to type in text. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to drag the text as a reference. So this is the reference to the text that I want, and I'm going to be updating it all the time. So maximize this view. We need to now get the scene total, drag that out. We need to grab the variable called text, and we also need to set it. So I'm going to drag out. Actually, I don't think we needed to get it. I don't know what I was thinking. Now I'm going to just try to directly plug this in, but this should not work because this is an integer and that is a string. So if I'm right, this value should not change at all. We should actually get an error in the code. Or not. Okay, so okay, so we're not getting an error and we're not actually getting anything happening. So let me just do something here. Let's grab the text again, because it's one of those stupid things where we're gonna have to drag text and type in text again. Not expose text, we need to not set font, we want to set the actual, sorry about that, there we go, set text. That's what we want to do. So we're setting the text here of this object which we're making a reference to. Now again, you can't just directly, we can try this, and now we should actually get an error this time, because now I'm actually doing it correctly the second time around. So the value is still 0. Should get an error when we overlap. There we go, we're getting an error, and it's saying it cannot convert from int to string. So we need to actually convert from int to string. So we're going to do that. Before we drag this, we're going to type in string, and we're going to look for a int to string. Now we're going to plug that in. Again, I've noticed you don't really have to plug all of this stuff in. It still works, but if you want to, you can go ahead and plug these in if it makes you feel better about the way your project looks. We can get a little sidetracked by all of this stuff in here. So let's see. There we go. 5, 10, 15. So we now know it's firing and it's working. So we have a coin pickup system. 5, 10, 15. There we go. So this is all good. The coin system is working. I'm going to go into full screen to show you. But again, I'm just going to plug this in, like, just for the fact that it's just looks really untidy when it's all the way down there. So I'm going to put this one here, put this one here. Drag this across. There we go. So I'm going to maximize this viewport so you can see what is happening in full screen, have a better sense of what is going on. So we have our coins there, we have a value, it goes to 5, 10 plays the animation, there we go, and we got a score counter. We got the camera working from the previous scene, we got the score, the image of the coin total. These are all things that are working. So I will just double check how long this video has been. I'm going to call it for this video, and we will come back for another video just to finish off one more thing, which is going to be the health system, which will tie into the AI that we're going to be doing. See you in the next video.